Okay, so I have shipped everything from the destashing video with stamp sets and stamps and dies. So now I am getting rid of all these. Most of them were never used, and these are only dies, cutting dies, and embossing folders. So number one, the rules are in the description below, and let me just show you quickly the rules here. Just so you know, I will always, of course, give preference to the first person who tells me I want this kit number one. The number is here. So let me just quickly show you the dies in this one. So we'll start with the big one. And please do know that I am not sending the magnetic sheets with them because they're very heavy and that will make shipping very, very expensive. So this is a rectangle die set. It has never, I don't think I've ever used it. See, they're still even connected. So there you are. And it's stitched. So there is the first die set. I will send this with the paper and protected, but not the sheet, the magnetic sheet. This one has never been used either. Very detailed. So let me just get it out of the packaging, just so you see the die itself. I bought this, I believe, either Joann's or Michael's. So there you are. It's a beautiful, beautiful die. It's a background die. It's really nice. Momenta is the brand. Should have put it here, but anyway. So that's one. I have this little one, which is a beautiful flower. The flower with this, you usually put it on top. I have never used it. See, it's still connected too. So that's the third one. I have this beautiful one. It's a background too. So basically, it's a bird, and I actually used this once. And what I did was I made it look like stained glass. So it really worked. I just colored it as stained glass. So that's that. Let me just show you the size here. So that's another one. Here is one by Spellbinders. Never used it either. So let me show you close. But let me get the plastic out of the way. Always makes it easy. And on the back, they give you ideas on how to use it. There you go. Never used. It's still connected, and it's Spellbinders. So that's one of the small dies of the month. I have this little one here. It makes a tag with this lady. It's very nice. I've used it a couple of times. This one never used either. This makes those flowers. You cut the paper with these dies, and then you just roll it up and you make some beautiful flowers by Diane. My favorite things. That's my favorite things. A very beautiful mandala. This one I have never used. It's a beautiful mandala, and it does cut really well because I tried it. I usually try my dies before I use it, but I've never really used it in a project. So there you go, very detailed mandala. Another background one. This one I have used quite a few times. But you know how it is, you know, you get done with a few products and you want new ones to come in. So there it is. It's a background for an A2 card. So 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And here's the last one. Again, I'm not sending the sheets, but I have these nice stacking dies here, rectangles. These are for cards as well. I have a little stacking with 3 triangles in square. So these are good for cards too. So that's the last one of the first kit. So if you want, send me an email to craftingwithpaula@gmail.com, and whoever sends it first, and of course if you want 1, 2, and 3, we can work on that, and I'll just send you everything. Okay, so that's number 1. Now let's look at kit number 2, the lot number 2 of dies. Start with the big ones. So we have this one. It cuts a background. It's a background die, and it's actually a sunflower. It's a beautiful sunflower. Here's the leaves. So it's for an A2 card. Beautiful die. So that's the first. We have some shape dies here. And again, I'm not sending the magnetic sheets because they're so heavy. So we have a mandala. You have 3 actually. You have 1, 2, and the center. If you want, you can just cut them separately or the whole thing. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 nesting dies here for round. So this is a very nice one. There you go. So these 2. Put that aside. Another background one. This is a little bit smaller. Let me get a ruler so that you know the size, okay? So this one is 3 1/4 by 4. And it cuts these little flowers here and some leaves. You can use them separately, and then you have the negative space. So that's one. I have this one that I've never used. So these are stitched. So this one is good for sentiments, and you just have these banners. So 1, 2, 3, 4 banners. The big one is 5 1/4 by 1 3/4. So 5 1/4 is the big one. So that's one. Another background die, I've used this before a couple of times. So you have the big one that cuts a piece of paper, and you have the background with lots of roses. So it's actually like this. These are all roses. It's a very nice background die. And the ones that do not have the original packaging, I do not know the brands, okay? So this one I actually bought 2 by mistake, and who needs 2, right? Never used this ones by Spellbinders. So you can, this is for cards as well. And this is what you do with it. You can, just cut 2, or you can just use 1, 2. There's the example that they have, never used. It's a very nice die, and I bought 2 by mistake. This one is an old Spellbinders. I have used this quite a few times. So it actually cuts a fence. It's kind of a very elaborate fence. Here's the size. So it's 5 by 1 1/2, 1 3/4 actually. So it cuts this fence here. Yeah, here's an example. So it's very nice for cards. I've used it quite a few times, and I've had it for a few years. But dies, they don't get old. You can use it for your lifetime, I believe. This is one from Simon Says Stamp. It's a reef. Very, very nice and detailed. There you go. Let me show you the size too. 4 is 4 by 4. So that's great for cards. I've used this a few times, not many. So one more. This one cuts, this is great for background, just to add some interest. It actually cuts all these circles here with stitching around. It just creates a lot of interest for your card. There you go. And it's good for a card, and it's 5 1/4 by, the width here is 3 1/4. So that's another one for background, is good. And the last one is actually a mix. So I'm sending all these. These I love, and look at this. I actually have another one, so I've never even disconnected, never been used. I think that bikes are the best. I use bikes all the time in my cards. So you have these little mandalas here. These are all different sets, and these 2 roses. This one is actually, you have the outside that you can cut, and you cut the little rose here. And this is great for cards as well. So you just cut this swirly thing here. I don't know how to call it, but these are all part of the kit, and I'll send them in plastic bags, okay? So that is die set number 2. Write it down, pause the video if you need to see it again. So let's move to die set number 3, the lot number 3. So a very good one, last one, and then I'll move to, I have 2 embossing folder lots. So these are the dies that I am selling. So here it is. This one, I do not have the original packaging, but I can almost guarantee that it's Spellbinders. So this is actually, let me show you, it's a very nice kit because it has 3 parts. You have this part here. This is, let me show you the size. I know it's good to know the size. So this one is 6 1/4 by 3 3/4, almost 4. So this is for an A, not an A2 card. It will be big for that, but an A7. I think it's 7, the 7-inch card. Or for boxes, it's beautiful boxes for, I don't know, diaries, mini albums, whatever you make. So this is a beautiful set too that goes inside, but you can use it separately, of course. So that's that. And you also have this little thing here. So it's basically one set with 3. I'm almost certain this is Spellbinders, okay? But I really do not have the original. This is a big one. It's one of those that all you need is just one die. It's a happy birthday. It says happy birthday to you. So very nice, a very good size. It's all you need for a card really, because this is 4 1/2 by 4 3/4. So if you put this on, have a beautiful background and this on top, you have a beautiful card. Very nice die. Another one by Spellbinders. This one I have used a few times because I love trees. Really, it's what I use the most. So this is a very, see, it even has pieces of paper here. Look at that. So it's a very detailed tree, and it actually has some butterflies. These are all butterflies, and you can cut the butterflies. They have the butterflies here, and you just glue it. And you have these 3 here that you can actually glue throughout. And this size is 4 by 3. So this is one that I've used in the past, and I really, really love it. And it's Spellbinders. Let me put it back. I'll show you. Maybe it has an example here in the front. Yes. So there you go. See, you have the butterflies, and you can also just glue them along the tree because they have space for that. I have a little one here, never used. This one makes a tulip. So there you go. You have 2 sides here. So it makes a tulip. I have this one here. It's actually 2. So you have, it's like a wreath. I actually have 2 wreath-like. So this is it. Let me show you the size. 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. So good for a, you have this and you have a sentiment here or just a focal point image, and you have a beautiful card. So you have that. I have another one that's kind of like that. So you have the outside and you have these trees here. So very, very nice. And this one, I've used it a couple of times and it's beautiful. It's all stitched and it's like a mosaic, and you cut these parts here and then you can create cards with different colors. You can mix and match, and it's beautiful, and it's just one pass and you're done. Love this die. I used it a couple of times. Another one, this one, I do not know. I think this one is Sizzix. That's what I have it in. Oh, it's Stampin' Up. So that's a Stampin' Up one, I believe. Maybe. So there you are. It's a very, very intricate die. And it's great for cards. It's the background one. So 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. So this would be a 7-inch card. Or if you make a box, this is a beautiful box lid. But it also comes with the inside like this. And if you don't want to use this, you can use this other die here. So it's actually 3. Beautiful background die. Put it aside. And the last one for this kit, for this lot, is it's a flower too. I don't know the name of the flower, but it's this very fun flower. You have 3 options of sizes, and you can actually put one on top of the other, and you have the, how do you call it? Not trunks, the flower stems. The stems here, never used. So the size, this one is 4 1/4 long, and the biggest flower is 2 3/4. So great for cards, for focal points. So that's the last one for the die lot number 3. Now let's finish by showing you the 2. Let me change this, embossing folders. So you have 2. So that's the first one. Let me show you. We have this little embossing folder here by Alina Craft. It has the original packaging, so 4 by 3. It embosses the outside. So I've used this for little cards, and then you just add something here, and it's a very nice embossing folder. We have embossing folders is kind of hard to show. So you have, this is a Christmas one with all these twirly things, and you have snowflake here at the bottom. So it basically embosses the side of your card. So let me see if you can see this really well. Yeah, it's kind of hard to show on the camera, but that's what it does. It just embosses the side of the card. So you can have this side here for sentiments and images. This one too, it's beautiful. It has butterflies and these swirly things here. So you have a butterfly, another butterflies here. Same thing, same idea. You're going to have a space here for a sentiment or for a focal point. So there you are. That's another embossing folder. I think you can see better now. Yeah. This one is nice because it gives you the focal point. It's perfect, really. I've used this in the past, and that's a bigger one. So the next ones will be big. This one is 7 by 5, so it's a 7-inch card. But what it does is it adds polka dots to one side and stripes to another, and all this embossing here with this scallop round circle. And all you need is to add an image here, a sentiment, and you have a beautifully embossed card. So it's a very, very nice embossing folder. Polka dots, stripes, and you have the focal point area here, all done for you. All you need to do is just add something. Now we have a Christmas one. This one is by Spellbinders. Look how beautiful this is. It's very, very intricate. It's so hard to show in the camera, but there you go. So it's the whole thing. It's by Spellbinders, Embossabilities, that's what's called. So there you go. So this one, here's the special thing about this. You have this embossing folder on one side, and you have another one inside. This one has like an ornament here in polka dots, another ornament here. It's so hard to see. I know, I'm sorry, but another ornament here, because what it does is you can turn this one side and emboss just the ornaments, or you turn it the other side and you're going to get another embossing. So the inside is one, see? And the outside is different. It's just these swirly things here. Because you have 2. It's 2 embossing folders in one. So very, very nice. I think that's why they have a different name. So this one is the same idea, and here's what it does. One side, you're going to have these notes, music notes, this way, music notes this way. So again, you're going to turn, and depending on the side, it's a reversible, it's called reversible embossing folder, see? You just turn and you get 2 options. So that's one. And inside, if I open and I turn, then you get the other one. Basically, these 2, let me show you. So like this, great for music lovers. Same size, 5 by 7. And the last one for this embossing folders number 1 is this little bird. Says, what is that for, Paula? This is actually for envelopes. You know when you have the envelopes that they have the let me find one of these envelopes so I can show you. Okay, so there you are. This kind of envelope, what you do is, I will show you how to use it. You actually are going to emboss the flap of your envelope. You just put it in like this, see? And you just go through your machine and you're going to have this part of your envelope embossed. I've used this. So this one has some birds. And I'll have more for the embossing number 2. So now last one for today. I am going to show you the lot number 2. This is one of those, again, the embossability is the one that is reversible, and here's what you get. This is one of my favorite of all times because, again, it gives you a focal point here. It's all embossed, the top and bottom. This one has polka dots, this one has some stripes, and they emboss this area here. All you need is a beautiful image or just a sentiment, and you have a beautiful card. So these two. Let me see if you can, yeah, so that's what it looks like. I think this is better for you to see. So I'll show you the embossing folder. They used to have, I don't think Spellbinders makes these anymore, the embossability, so it's foldable. So that's one, and inside, that's the other. So they have these different shapes here. But basically it's 5 by 7 and you have a card ready to go. All you need to do is add something here. So they're very practical. Let me leave the tiny ones for later. So this one is basically scripts. It's just words. You know when you need just words as a background? So that's it. So see, it's just words and words and words and words. And it says seeking, proud, hopes, always persevere, things like that. But it's basically a wall like that. You can see, there you go, just words. It embosses words, so it's a very nice background. This one also, I'm gonna show you like that now because I think it really worked. Yeah, there you go. You can see that it embosses around and leaves this part of the paper flat. So again, it gives you an area to just add a sentiment or an image, stamped image or ephemeral, whatever you want. But that's what it looks like, and this is for an A2. All the rest here is for A2 cards, so 5.5 by 4.25. So all the rest that I'm going to show is this size, okay? So that's one. I'm gonna put this inside because it's becoming a mess right now. So the other one, same idea. It embosses the outside, the edges. So let me show like this. So you have these just swirly things around, and it leaves a space, and it can be portrait, see, vertical or horizontal. You can do it like this or like this. So it's basically just embosses the whole paper except for the center part, making it very easy for your cards to be created. Another one by the Reese. It's really a good brand. I used to buy a lot from the Reese. So these are just, this looks like, these are plants. I don't know what to call that really. Wheat? I think it's wheat, right? So let me see, like that. There you go. So you basically have this bottom here embossed and some wheat coming up. I think it's wheat. So there you go. That's what happens. That's what you have here. One more and no, two more. This one it's actually a kit because, and this one is Cuttlebug. Cricket, it's cricket. Cuttlebug. That's the one that I have that I use for my embossing. So it's just circles here. They're not circles. I don't know what to call them. Papaya halves. That's what it says. So that's what it does. It embosses the whole thing. And this one is not A2. Let me just see the size here. It's 5.25 by 7. So it's a bigger card. So it does this and the envelope too. So it comes in 2. So you can do the envelope thing that I just showed you. So this one is Cuttlebug. Just gonna put this aside. And I have 2 more. Remember the one that I just showed you with the wheat? So I have the wheat for the envelope, and I have this one. Let me get it out. I'll make it easier for you to see. This one is just little flowery things, but that's for the envelopes too. So that, and the last one here is a tiny Christmas one for small cards. These are basically snowflakes. So see? Snowflakes, and this one is 3 by 4. 3 by 4, so a small card. And you have these beautiful snowflakes. So this is it, guys. The stamps went fast, so if you're interested, just write to me, craftingwithpaula@gmail.com, and tell me these are the lots that I want. Basically, we had 3 large die lots and 2 embossing folders, okay? So good luck to you, and let me know what you want, and I'll give you 24 hours to pay, and we'll go from there. I will explain everything when you write me an email, okay? Thank you so much, and I'm so happy, guys, because my room now is kind of breathing. I got rid of so much, and I feel refreshed, and I think it's very important for creativity. So thank you so much, and have a great day.